Hey everybody, Varun here from Language Academy. Guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be about the reading module. This video, I'm going to give you each and everything you need to crack your reading module in the very first go. Reading master class, each and every task type will be explained in detail with all the grammar rules and task-wise rules which you need to follow in order to get a perfect 19 reading. Reading is one module a lot of students do find difficult and struggle with a bit. In this video, I'll be sharing all the 5 question types in the reading module, all the tricks and strategies plus grammar rules which you need to follow in the reading module in order to get your desired scores in the very first go. Let's start the video. I've made a presentation for you. I'll be sharing my screen. We'll be covering each and everything you need to crack your reading module. I request you to have a pen and paper in place so that you don't have to watch the video again and again. You can take down notes and you can practice effectively and get your scores as well. Let's get started. I'll share my screen and then we'll go from there. All right, the third module of your test is the reading module. Now remember, reading has got 5 different question types, but altogether there are around 9 questions which contribute towards your reading. 5 from the reading and 1 from speaking, 1 from writing, and 2 from listening. We'll be having a look at those as well, but let's focus on this for now. So reading module has got 5 different question types. First are the reading and writing blanks, also called as drop-down blanks. You'll have 5 to 6 of these. Then will be your MCQ single answers, 1 to 2 of these. Then reorder paragraphs, 2 to 3. MCQ multiple answers, 1 to 2. And reading blanks, drag and drop, 4 to 5. Nowadays, the order of the questions in your test will be, first of all, you'll get reading and writing blanks, then you'll get MCQ multiple answer, then reorder paragraph, then fourth reading blanks, drag and drop, and at the end, you'll get MCQ single answers. Total questions, you'll have 13 to 18, depending on the exam pattern, 29 to 30 minutes, sometimes 31 minutes as well, and you'll have an overall time over here. Means you'll have to manage your time by yourself. It's on you how much time you want to spend on each and every question type you have. So the marks distribution for the reading module. If reading module is 90, 50% points are from the reading module and the remaining 50% are outside the reading module. So for reading, you don't just have to work on reading, you have to work on other modules which contribute towards the reading module, which include read aloud from speaking, summarize written text from writing, highlight incorrect words, and highlight correct summary from listening. So along with this, we have to work on this as well. But for now, we'll be having a look on these 5 question types. The very first question type when you go and sit for the test in your reading module will be reading and writing blanks. What happens here? You'll have a passage on your screen. The passage will have 4 to 5 blanks. For each blank, you'll have 4 options. For each blank, you'll have 4 options. You have to read the passage and select the best possible option out of the 4, which will go in the blank as per the passage, as per the grammar, and as per the context as well. So you have to make sure the answer fits in there grammatically, as per the context, and as per the meaning and message of the passage. You'll have a passage on your screen with 4 to 5 blanks, with each blank having 4 options. This task is super important and needs a lot of practice as this contributes in reading and writing both. You have to focus on context, means meaning of the passage, you have to focus on grammar rules and then eliminate the options. This is how your screen is going to look like. This is a screenshot from a website, which I'll be explaining you further in this video, that how you have to use our website to practice effectively and learn from your mistakes. Before I explain you everything, I want you to have a few grammatical rules in place. You should know what all grammar rules are applicable and helpful in reading blanks, both reading writing blanks and the reading blanks, which is the 4th question type of this module. Before I explain you the grammar rules for reading blanks, let's have a look at the basics first. You should know what a noun is. Noun is any word that is used to mention a person, name of a person, place, idea, or thing, such as teacher, friend, place, park, book, happiness. So any word that denotes name of a person, place, thing, or idea. What's an adjective? Adjective is something which will give you more information about a noun. A word that describes or give more information about a noun. For example, boy, boy will be noun. Good boy, good will be adjective, noun will be boy. So something which gives you more information about the noun and is usually before the noun. Red car, car is noun, red is an adjective. Verb is any word which shows action, something which is being performed. A word that shows an action, event, or state of being in something, such as running, jumping, seeing, of being, state of being is seen. So you just have to focus on this for now. Verb is any word used to represent something which is going on, an action which is performed. Helping verb, a verb that helps the main verb to form tense, mood, or voice. Words like is, am, are, helping verbs. He is reading. Reading here is a verb, but helping verb is over here. Adverb, a word that describes a verb, adjective, or another adverb. So he runs quickly. Running is a verb, but we are getting more information how he runs quickly. So that's an adverb. So word which gives you more information about the verb. Pronoun, a word that replaces a noun to avoid repetition. For example, Rohan is a good boy. He is playing in the ground. You'll never say Rohan, Rohan, Rohan. So a word which replaces the noun, such as a person, is referred to as pronoun. Possessive pronoun is a pronoun which shows ownership or possession. This is mine. This is yours. So words like mine, yours, his, her are possessive nouns. So basically, noun is a person, place, or a thing. Words which give you more information about noun are adjectives. Verb is something which is going on, an activity, something which is being performed. Words which help you to form sentences with the verb are helping verbs. Adverbs give you more information about verb. Pronoun are used to replace nouns so that you don't have to repeat the same thing again and again. And possessive pronouns will show you relationship or ownership. So these are the rules which you should have. These are things which you should have in mind so that you can actually follow the rules properly. Then three forms of verb. First form, second form, third form. First form is the present form. Second form is the past form. And third form is the ed or ing form of verb. First form, present or simplest form of verb, words like destroy, collect. Second form, generally the past form, such as collected, destroyed. Third form is either ed or ing. The collected, destroyed, destroying, being destroyed, these things. Being destroyed can sometimes be even called as fourth form of the verb, but you have to just be aware of these three forms. Then you have to have some information about active and passive voice as well. What is active and passive voice? See, in English, a sentence is always formed like subject, verb, and object. Subject means the person who is doing something, verb, whatever action is performed, and object on which the action is being performed. For example, Rohan, subject, is playing, verb, cricket. So object will be cricket over here. So active and passive voice are two ways in which sentences are written in English. In active voice, you have this form: subject, verb, and object. Mark, subject, playing, verb, and cricket is object. When you have the object first and subject at the last, it becomes passive voice. When object becomes or comes in the beginning of the sentence, it is referred to as passive voice. You can write sentences this way and you can write sentences this way as well. For example, Mark is playing cricket is active. Cricket Cricket is being played by Mark. This is passive because subject is at the end and object is in the beginning. Remember this thing and you will be 100% fine. Now let's have a look at few of the important rules which are applicable in a number of blanks. I really want you to write these down so that you don't have any issues while you're solving your reading blank. The very first rule is that this rule is not just applicable in drop-down blanks. This will also be applicable in the fourth task, which are your reading blanks. Remember, if there is any blank after an article a, an, or the, there will always be a noun. If there's a blank after a, an, or the, in the blank, you have to fill a noun. For example, Jared had a dash who helped him in the time of need. After a, you have to use noun. Next rule is if there is a blank after a or an, you have to use a singular noun. Singular noun means just one. For example, this is a pen. You'll never say this is a pens. So after a and an, you'll have words which do not end with s. Singular form of noun. He went to a party, not parties, because that will be plural. And with words like a and an, article a and an, you always use singular things. Whereas if you have a blank after the, it can be singular, it can be plural as well. Remember, if there is a blank between an article and a noun, between an article and noun here, it will always be an adjective. Article and noun between this will always be an adjective. Steve played a dash role. A dash role. Role over here denotes noun, so a great role, something which will give you more information about the noun. For example, he bought a dash car. A is an article here, car is a noun, a dash car, a good car, a beautiful car, a red car, a green car. So an adjective will be always in between an article and a noun. If there is a blank right after a possessive noun, there will always be a noun. Possessive pronouns are used words like his, her, mine, yours, words used to denote relationship. So after possessive pronoun, always a noun. We will use his car tomorrow. After possessive pronoun, noun. If there is a blank after a possessive pronoun and a noun, so between a possessive pronoun and a noun, what it will be, there will always be an adjective. This is her dash car. This is her beautiful car. There will be a word between possessive noun and noun. It will always be an adjective which will give you more information about the noun. So basically, before noun, you will either have articles or adjectives, words which will actually modify the noun or give more information about the noun. If there's a blank right after helping verb, words like is, am, are, which help you to form complete sentence or denote a tense, they will either be third form or continuous form, means ed form or ing form. So any word or any blank after helping verb will be either ed form or ing form. He is playing cricket. We were caught up in the tsunami. So after helping verb, either ed form or ing form. If there's a word or there's a blank, remember, if there is a blank right after the word be or been, it will be either third form, which is ed form or ing form. With be and been, ed form or ing form. They have been trying to solve the problem. The project will be completed, not be complete, be completed by next month. So after be and been, ed or ing form. If there's a blank right after the word to, very important, remember this thing. Most likely it will be the first form or simple form of the verb. I'm going to represent my client. I'm going to correct myself. You'll never say I'm going to playing. I'm going to play this. So after to, first or simple form of the verb. Number 9, if there's a blank after a modal verb, words like can, could, may, might, shall, should, it will be first form of the verb again. I will come to the class. She can pass the exam. You could play this music. This is an extremely important one. This happens, or you'll see this a number of times in the passages in the test as well. If there's any blank after for or while words, like for or while, it will be ing form of verb. The bookshelf is used for storing the books. While completing the exercise, I encountered a problem. So after for and while, ing form, remember this thing. If there's any blank after has, have, had, use ed form or ing form. Most likely third form of the verb. He has completed his homework. They have completed their work. She had participated in the survey. So with has, have, had, most likely ed form. If there's any blank after it, which, that, this is super important. I use this a number of, many times in the test. After it, which, that, he'll use s form of verb, means verb will end with s. It plays, it helps, which relates. So with it, which, that, he'll have verb which will end with s. It plays an important role, something which happens every day. Remember this, please take a note of this. So these are few of the rules which you need to keep in mind. Now, how you have to solve this, I'll be sharing the website where you have to practice and how you can use the website to make the best out of it, to get the best out of it and improve rapidly, understand where you're going wrong, understand what mistakes you have made and how you have to improve the same. Let me share my screen again. We'll be giving you a website where you can practice and actually improve your reading module. So once you're on languageacademy.com.au, you just go to practice material here. Let's say we are on reading writing blanks here. You always filter by with explanation videos. Let's say you come here, right? You read the passage, you attempt it, give it your best shot. Let's say while you're practicing, you're not really sure about any word, you just click here. You'll get to know the meaning, definition, example, and how you have to use it. You can translate into different languages as well. Now, let's say you submit it. And now you have gone wrong over here. You're not really sure why this answer is incorrect. You just click here. You'll get why your answer is incorrect, why the correct answer is correct, and further explanation. This will help you actually understand where you're going wrong and how you have to improve the same. Along with this, there are explanation videos, audio and video, where one of our experts have actually explained
Try to
each
listen
and
more
every blank,
and
that
more.
why the right
What
answer
makes
is the right answer
performances
and
special
why the
is
wrong
the
answer is the
actionable
wrong
tools.
answer. I would highly suggest you to watch these videos so that you get to know why you're going wrong and how you have to improve the mistakes you're making. Now, what is the best way of solving these passages or reading writing blanks? You should be spending around 2 to 2.5 minutes per passage, not more than that. In the first 25-30 seconds, quickly skim the passage, try to understand it. Then come on to the first blank. Without looking at the options, think about or think of the word which can go over here. You will get to know that yes, there should be a word ending with ed or there should be a word ending with ing. Then look for the option and select the one which is closely related to the word you have thought about. Now, let's say you're not really sure about this, leave it. Come on to the second one. You're not really sure about this one, leave it. Fill the ones you're sure about first and then come to the previous ones. Because by the time you have filled the remaining options, you'll be more confident and more sure. You'll have high probability of getting the first two correct as well, because you would have understood the passage in a better manner. Otherwise, what will happen is you will misunderstand the passage and there are chances that you go wrong in the first two and then go wrong in the remaining ones as well. So always fill the ones you're sure about first and then come on to the previous one. Obviously, there's no hack over here. It's not that you just select the first one and you'll get the scores. You'll have to understand the passage. First thing is understanding the context. Doesn't matter how many grammar rules you have, if you don't understand the context, nothing's going to help you. After that, you have to make sure that you use the grammar rules and then eliminate the options based on the context and grammar, and then select the one which is closely related to what you think. Do not spend more than 2.5 minutes and do not leave anything unattempted, because you get 1 point for each correct blank. So let's say you've got 5 passages with 5 blanks each, you're getting 25 points in reading, 25 points in writing. So you have to be very careful about this. Please make sure you do it this way. It does not matter. It doesn't matter that how many grammar rules you're aware of. You have to make sure you understand the meaning of the passage, understand the meaning, use the grammar rules, select the best possible option, look for the one which is closely relevant and related to the passage. Give your best shot, finish everything in 2.5 minutes and move on. Do not just keep on thinking and shuffling between the options. You need to take a shot and move on, and that's how you'll be able to improve these. Practice 25 of these, if not 25, at least around 15 to 20 every day, because these are super important and will boost your writing and reading score significantly. Also, make sure you follow the grammar rules I've told you. Noun, verb, active and passive voice, each and everything you should be aware of. And these all will definitely help you crack your reading writing module. So this was the first question type of your reading module. As I've just mentioned, that do not spend more than 2.5 minutes. Use the rules, eliminate the options based on the context. Fill the ones you're sure about first, and then the remaining ones. Do not leave anything unattempted. There's no negative marking. Practice around 20 every day. This contributes in reading and writing both. The next question is MCQ multiple answer. This is not important. You do not have to worry much about this. What happens here? You'll get a passage on your screen. Along with the passage, you'll have a question and 5, 6, or 7 options. What you need to do, You need to read the question, look for the answer that has been asked in the question in the passage. And once you have located the answer in the passage, compare the information in the passage with the options over here, and then select the one which you think is the right answer. This is not important. In reading, time is limited, so you do not need to spend more than 1 minute here. If you get the right answer, it's okay. Otherwise, you have to just select the one which you think is right and move on, because even if you go wrong over here, you can still get 79 plus. But if you go wrong, or if you have short time in the upcoming or next questions, things are going to be very difficult. So I really want you to be very vigilant about time. What you have to do, you have to read the question, highlight the keywords. For example, if they have asked you list of countries which drive on the left, so left is a keyword. Once you have highlighted the keyword, locate the keywords and information in the passage, compare the information in the passage with the options, and select the right answer. There's negative marking. You get 1 point for correct answer, -1 for incorrect. Minimum is 0. Let's say you have selected two options, both are incorrect. You won't get -2, you'll only get 0, so you don't stress about it. Select only one option if you're not really sure, because let's say you have selected two, one is correct, one is incorrect, you end up getting 0. It's better you select one which you're 100% sure, at least you'll get 1 on 2, and that will land you in a better position. This only contributes in reading, so you don't really need to stress much about it. So read the question, locate what they're trying to ask you, locate the same information in the passage. Once you have located the information, compare the information in the passage with the options over here, and you'll be 100% fine. No more than 1 minute, and I don't really want you to practice a lot of these. Just practice a few days before your test so that you have some idea, but do not spend more than 40-50 seconds or a maximum of 1 minute. All right, the third question of the reading module, super important. You have to work hard over here if you're aiming for a band 7 or 8. Reading reorder paragraphs. What happens here? You'll get 4, 5, or 6 sentences in jumbled order, in an incorrect order, or in a random order. You have to read the sentences, figure out the story, and then on the right hand side, locate and place them in the correct sequence. You'll have 4 to 6 sentences in a paragraph, all in jumbled order. You'll need to read the sentences, understand the context, and arrange them in the correct sequence. Just need to follow rules, the rules which I'm going to give you, and success will be yours. First of all, how it is marked, you get 1 point for each correct pair. What is a pair? For example, your correct answer is A, B, C, D, and E. So a pair is AB is one pair, BC is one pair, CD is one pair, DE is one pair. So you get 1 point for AB, 1 for BC, 1 for CD, 1 for DE. So maximum points are 4 over here. Let's say your answer, if this is the correct answer, A, B, C, D, E, you have placed, or your answer is C, A, D, B, E. CA is not a pair, AD is not a pair, DB is not a pair, B is not a pair. You will not get any points, even though E is the last sentence here and here, but there's no pair, so you don't get any points for this. Let's say your answer is AB, one pair, BD is not a pair, DC is not a pair, CE is not a pair. CD is a pair, but DC is not, so you don't get any points for this. You just get 1 point here. Let's say you have done A, B, E, C, D, 1 point for AB, 1 point for CD2. If everything is correct, 1 point here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 4 points. There's no negative marking, minimum is 0, and you only get points in reading from this. There's no negative marking, so never ever leave this unattempted, please. What are the tips? What are the strategies? What are the things you need to follow? As soon as you have this on your screen, the very first thing you have to do, you have to find the first or the starting sentence, often called the independent sentence or the topic sentence. Step number 1 is to find an independent sentence. What is an independent sentence? A sentence which introduces the topic, which gives you information about the topic, can stand out by itself and is not dependent on any other sentence for any kind of information. A sentence which is not dependent on any other sentence for any kind of information. How do you identify this topic or this sentence? Will give you a general idea of the main topic. It will just introduce it, no details over here. It will mainly consist and introduce a person, any technical term, any book, any research, place, situation, or concept. It will never be dependent on any other sentence for information. For example, it will not be like, I went there yesterday. We don't really know what there is. And there relates to some other sentence or some other piece of information. Therefore, it cannot be an independent sentence. An independent sentence should be a complete piece of information. Means you should be able to use it to start your conversation with a person who has no background knowledge of what you're talking about. Few hints which you can use to find out the independent sentence and other sentences as well. You should note these down. These are super important. Pronoun rule. The first sentence will never refer back, or the independent sentence will never refer back to the previous sentences or the text boxes. Means it will not have words like he, she, them, those, it, they. Normally, this sentence will not start with contradicting words or transition words or connectors like firstly, secondly, however, furthermore. There's one rule which is used to locate independent sentence and the further sentences as well. Acronym or short form rule. If there's any short form along with the complete term, let's say there are two sentences, one with short form, one with complete term. The sentence with complete term will always come before the sentence containing the short form. It's not that they will come one after the other, but yes, the one with full name or full form will come before, and the one with short name will always come after. It can come immediately after or somewhere down the line as well. For example, one sentence has got Dr. Michael Clark and the other one has got Dr. Clark. So Michael Clark will come before and this will be after. If you still cannot find out which one is the first sentence, you have to consider each and every sentence, look at each and every sentence, and see if you can use that sentence to start a conversation with a stranger. Means, can you use that sentence to start your conversation with a stranger? If you can, that is an independent sentence because the stranger will not have any information on what you're talking about and no background knowledge or information about things you're talking. Few other rules which you have to use, not just to find out the first sentence, but the following sentences as well. Rule of articles. There are two types of articles in English, indefinite and definite. Indefinite are used to introduce things or talk about things which are general in context. Definite are used to mention particular things or things which have been told or mentioned earlier. Remember, sentences with indefinite articles with a and an will always come before the sentence with definite articles such as the, given that they're used for the same noun or same thing. For example, you have got two sentences. Aaron bought a baseball bat. The baseball bat is green in color. So they're talking about baseball bat here and baseball bat here. But this sentence has got a with the baseball bat. This has got the with the baseball bat. So the sentence with a or an will always come before, and the sentence with the will always come afterwards. Why? Because whenever we talk about something for the first time, we always use article a or an. And when we mention it again, we use the article the. So if article a and the or a or an and the are used for same thing, the sentence with a and an will come before and the one with the will come afterwards. There will be time periods and dates which you can use to locate the sentences. Time periods and dates will give you an idea of the sequence of events. For example, one sentence says 2001, the other one says 2006, the other one says 2009. So you can use these time periods and dates to frame a sequence of the sentences, but you do not have to blindly follow this. It's not that 2001 will come before and then 2006 and then 2007. This can be the sequence, but it can be other way around as well. It can be other way around as well. They can come from past to present. However, they can go from present to past as well. So you have to use them, but you do not have to blindly follow them. If there are any kind of examples, they will always come after the explanation. So if there's any example of anything, you have to make sure you put the explanation before that. So these are few of the things which you have to keep in mind when you figure out your first sentence and the following sentences as well. So once you have figured out the first sentence, which is the independent sentence, what you have to do, you have to find out the following sentences. How do you find out following sentences? I'll explain you the rule. I'll tell you what the rules are or the rule is. However, you will have to follow it slightly in a different manner. Let's have a look at the rule. The rule says in English, the sentences are always formed this way. subject, verb, and object. So subject is the person, verb is the action he is performing, and object on which the action is being performed. For example, Varun is playing in the ground. So Varun subject, playing verb, and object will be ground. So what is the rule? The rule is the object in the first sentence, becomes the subject in the second. So this is one rule of how sentences are framed in a passage or in English. So the last part, the object of the first sentence, will become the subject in the second. For example, if the first sentence is the women built a strong wall, according to this rule, the next sentence will start about wall or with the word wall. But it will not be that easy that the last word here becomes the first word here, the last word here becomes the first word here, the last word here becomes the first word here. The rule will be applicable, however, it will not be that straightforward. The rule will apply in bit complicated terms, means in short, the rule will apply this way, that the next sentence will always give you more information about the previous sentence. So whatever the object in the previous sentence will be, the next sentence will give you more information about it. It is not necessary the word over here will be same as the word over here, but yes, this sentence, the next sentence will always give you more information about the previous one. So you don't have to look for words, however, you have to look for information. So let's say if the first sentence is, the women built a strong wall. The next sentence should be talking more about the wall. It. Why it? Because this is a strong wall. This is singular. It was built a year ago. What was built? The wall. Was built a year ago with the help of 3 workers. Now we have got 3 workers over here. Here you should have something plural or words which represents plural. All of them, who all? 3 workers, had, means at that time, years of experience, they are still working. So why did we not place this one here? Because this is talking about present and this is talking about that particular moment. So this is coming from that situation to the present time. So the women built a strong wall. It was built a year ago. All of them had years of experience and they're still working on the same. So this is what you're reading. Reorder paragraphs are about. They are important and you have to make sure you understand what the logic is. First of all, quickly skim through the sentences, understand what the sentences are talking about. After that, make sure you figure out the first sentence. If you can, take it on the other side and then look for the next sentence, which give you more information about the object or the things they are mentioned in the first sentence. Let's say you're able to figure out the second one, figure out the third, fourth, and fifth one. This is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, sometimes it can be very difficult and complicated to figure out the first sentence. You'll find it very difficult. How do I actually figure out the first sentence? See, you have limited time. You have to just spend 2.5 minutes. In case you're not able to figure out anything, what you do is, out of the 5 sentences, let's say you've got 5 sentences on your left hand side, do not worry about finding out the first sentence. Out of the 5 sentences, select or find out 2 sentences which make a pair. Just try to figure out one pair out of the 5 sentences, means try to figure out 2 sentences which go together. Once you do that, take those on the other side. Now what you've got 2 sentences on one side, which is a pair, means you have guaranteed 1 point. And on the left hand side, you have got 3 sentences left. Out of these 3 sentences, figure out 2 sentences, means you have to figure out one more pair which will go together, or sentences which will go together. So you have got one pair here, 3 sentences here. Out of the 3 sentences, locate one more pair and take it on the other side. Now on this side, you have got 2 pairs, 4 sentences in total, and over here you have got 1 sentence left. Now you don't have to worry about the 1 sentence which is left. First of all, what you have to do is, out of the 2 pairs which you have got, you have to see which of the 2 pairs is giving you general information. The one which is giving you general information will go at the top. The one in particular information or detailed information will come at the bottom. Now you've got 2 pairs over here which are arranged in sequence and 1 sentence over here. The remaining sentence will either go at the top, in the middle, means at the third position, because you've already got 2 pairs. It cannot come between the sentences which make a pair, or it will come at the end. It will come at the top if it is an independent sentence. It will come at the third position if it is giving you more information about the second sentence, or if it is concluding the sentences, or if it is giving you more information about the fourth sentence, it will come at the end. You place it at the right position and you have got all the 4 pairs correct. Now, even if you place it incorrectly, you still have got two pairs on the right hand side, means in the target box, and you have still guaranteed 2 points. So first method is figuring out or trying to figure out first sentence and then the following sentences. But in case something is difficult, you're not able to figure out which is the first sentence. Out of the 5 sentences, make a pair, take on the right side. 3 sentences are left, make another pair, take on the right hand side. Then you've got two pairs here. See which is journal in nature, which is journal information, place that on the top, in particular information or detailed information at the bottom. Now play around with the last sentence, will go at the top. If it's an independent sentence, will be in the middle. If it's giving you more information about the second sentence, and if it's concluding or wrapping up the paragraph, it will be at the end. That is how you'll guarantee maximum points within 2.5 minutes. This is how you have to solve your reorder paragraphs. They are important. You have to practice 5 to 10 every day. So this was the third task. Now let's move on to the fourth task, which is an important task as well. So fourth task is pretty similar to the first task. These are called reading drag and drop blanks. What happens here, you'll get a passage on your screen with 4 to 5 blanks. You'll not have 4 options for each blank over here. Rather, you'll have 7 to 8 options at the bottom. This only contributes in reading module. You have to focus on context, grammar rules, and eliminate the options. This is how your screen is going to look like. You have got three blanks over here and around 6 options. So you have to read the passage. Based on the meaning of the passage and grammar rules, you have to select which option will go where, and then you have to select accordingly. This is how your screen looks like when you practice on the website. We'll come on to this as well. You have to again use all the same grammar rules which I have mentioned in reading and writing blanks. You do not have to spend more than 2.5 minutes per passage. First thing, you have to understand the meaning of the passage. Next, you have to use the grammar rules to eliminate the options, and then select the one option you are confident about. Let's say you have got 5 blanks. You're only sure about the last 2 first. Fill these one first and then come back onto the previous one. Do not leave anything unattempted. This only contributes in reading, and you have to practice 20 every day. Now, let me share the website, how you have to practice. That will make your job easy. All right. So we'll filter by with explanation videos so that we have explanation videos as well. Now, let's say this is the passage, right? What you doing, you have to spend 2.5 minutes, quickly skim the passage. The lower stress levels that people experience in nature can dash physical health. So don't look at the options, can impact. So lower stress level people experience in nature can dash physical health. So if you have lower stress levels, it will impact your physical health in a positive way. So a positive word will come over here. Once you figure it this way, now I've just done it on the basis of context. I'm the stress levels, my stress levels are lower in nature, my physical health will be better. So there will be a positive word over here, can improve physical health. Let's say, all right. In dash by lowering blood pressure, in part by lowering blood pressure, in part by is a collocation. Let's place it here. Now, outside people also may be more likely to dash with neighbors. With after two, you use first form to dash with neighbors. What do we do with neighbors? We talk with neighbors, right? To socialize, not connections, not contributions, not starts to socialize with neighbors. Those dash can help. With those, you should have a word ending with S over here, because those is most usually used with plural things. Those boys, you'll never say those boy. Those dash can help people. Which those? In the previous sentence, we are talking that we are socializing, means we are talking about with the neighbors. Those connections can help people feel less lonely and generally happier. They also may lead to more exercise. When someone dash up a game or frisbee, game of tag or frisbee, or maybe suggest a bike ride. When someone starts up a game, takes up a game, terms will not be the right answer. Contribution, galvanize will not be the right answer. Either takes up or starts up, right? So now what you have to do, you're confused between these two. These two are in the same form, means they both are ending up with S. You have to make sure you have to select the word which is actually related with game. So when someone, they may also lead to more exercise when someone starts up a game of tag or frisbee, or maybe just a bike ride. Starts up. Let's say do it this way. Why I did not select takes up? Because take is when you do something by yourself. Starts means the other person is starting it. So someone is suggesting you as well. So you have to select a word which goes with the whole of the sentence. And that is how you solve it. You really need to understand the context. If you understand the context, you'll be able to perform better. Now, let's say you're solving this. You're not really sure about this one, leave it. You're not really sure about this one, leave it. Fill the ones you're sure about first. This way, you'll be able to understand the passage better, and then there are chances that you will get right answers here as well, because you have selected two options over here. The probability of you going wrong goes down, because if you're trying to fill the first one here, and let's say diversify is the right answer here, but you're not really sure, you place diversify here, this is wrong. And because you have placed the third answer here, you will fill the wrong answer here as well, and both of these will be wrong. So you have to always select the ones which you're sure about first, and then come back onto the remaining ones. Now, let's say you practice anything on the website, click on this. You'll get to know why your answer is incorrect, what the correct answer is, and why it is the correct answer with proper details. Also, you can look at the full paragraph explanation here and video explanation, which will actually tell you why the right answer is the right answer and what are the things you should be taking care of. So this is what you have to do in reading blanks, drag and drop, super important, similar to reading writing blanks. You have to use grammar rules, you have to use context, you have to make sure you finish everything in 2.5 minutes. Look at the passage, understand it based on the grammar rules, select the best option, and then move on. Do not leave anything unattempted. Fill the ones you're sure about first. Make sure your context is the key, then grammar rules, and then you eliminate the options and give your best shot. So this was reading blanks, drag and drop blanks. You'll have 4 to 5 of these, and these are important for your reading module. Now let's move on to the last question type of the reading module, which is again not really important. So the last question of the reading module is MCQ single answer. Similar to MCQ multiple answer, this is not important. What happens? You get a passage on your screen. Along with the passage, you'll get a question and 4 options. Based on the question and the passage, out of the 4 options, one option is correct. What you have to do over here, as soon as you get the question on the screen, see, this is the last question type of your reading module, and reading has got an overall time. So let's say you've got 2 minutes left. You'll only get one MCQ single answers. Very rare students get two. Let's say you've got one MCQ single answer and you've got 2 minutes remaining. You can take whole 2 minutes, complete 2 minutes, because you have not got anything after this. But yes, let's say you've got two of these, try to spend 40 seconds, 50 seconds, and one. So what you need to do is you need to look for the question, what the question is asking you, locate the information in the passage, compare the information in the passage with the options, and select it. Do not spend more than 1 minute per passage. Read the question. Remember, highlight the keywords, means what they're trying to ask you, so that you know what you have to find out in the passage. Locate the information in the passage. Compare the information in the passage with the option and select the correct answer. You get 1 point for correct answer, 0 for incorrect. There is no negative marking, so do not leave it unattempted, and this only contributes in reading. What you have to do is, one suggestion which I will give to you, read the question and then locate the information. Do not go behind the keywords. Do not think that, yes, in this answer, they have mentioned the word endorse. If you find the word endorse over here as well, let's say, you just select it. You do not have to just look for the same words in the passage, rather you have to look for information or meaning. And most likely the correct option will be paraphrased. Means meaning will be same from the passage, but words will be different. So you have to select the one which actually means the same, has got same information as per the passage, and you will be 100% fine. So that was your reading module. You'll have 5 questions in total. Reading and writing blanks, called the drop-down blanks. You'll have 5 to 6 of those. Then MCQ multiple answers, 1 to 2. Reading reorders, 2 to 3. Reading drag and drop blanks, also called reading blanks, 4 to 5. 1 to 2 MCQ single answers. Out of these, reading writing blanks and reading blanks are the most important. Reorders are of moderate importance. MCQ single, MCQ multiple are not important at all. You do not have to worry about these. It's very important you manage your time in reading, because a lot of times students get stuck on one particular passage and they spend heaps amount of time, a lot of time on one passage, which is difficult. And in order to get the difficult one correct, they even mess up the easy ones because they do not have enough time remaining for the same. So what I really want you to do is I want you to manage your time, look and understand the meaning of the passage, use the contextual knowledge, means the meaning or information given in the passage, then use the grammar rules, eliminate the wrong options, select the best possible options, and go on. You have to make sure you practice every day. Now, for reading, you don't just need to practice reading, you have to practice speaking read aloud because they'll give you a lot of points in reading. Then highlight incorrect words from listening, summarize written text, and highlight correct summaries. So there are 9 question types which contribute in reading. Out of the nine, 5 are extremely important, 4 are not that important. The extremely important ones are reading, reading blanks, read alouds, reorder paragraphs, and highlight incorrect words from listening. Summarize written text is moderate importance. You cannot really go wrong over there, so you don't really need to practice a lot. MCQ single, MCQ multiple, and highlight correct summary, not that important. You do not really need to worry much about those. What you have to practice on daily basis, you have to make sure you practice 20 read alouds, 15 to 20 reading blanks, 15 to 20 reading writing blanks, 5 to 10 reorders, and 5 highlight incorrect words. If you do not have that much time, you can practice 15 blanks, 15 reading writing blanks, and around 10 read alouds, but make sure you at least practice 5 highlight incorrect words and 5 to 10 reorders as well. So what you have to do is you have to practice for 2 days, and after 2 days, you have to make sure you take this extensive mock test quiz. Very important that you take this mock test because this is where you get to know where you actually stand. So let's say you go to reading extensive mock test. In here, you will actually get to know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and what are the things you really need to take care of.
Sydney.
Because this will not only contain reading questions, this will also contain your read aloud, summarize written text, then reading module, then highlight correct summary and highlight incorrect words. This is something which will actually help you to learn how you have to manage time, learn how you have to prioritize things, and learn what you should be focusing more on, where you're actually losing points, where you actually need to work on, and what are the things you need to avoid. Because after the mock test, you'll get in-depth report of what you have done right, where you have gone wrong, and what are the things you need to work on. So what you do is 2 days practice, third day extensive mock test, and the fifth day you can take a full mock test, which is available here. You'll get the scorecard, you'll get the feedback, you'll get in-depth analysis, and all what you need to crack your test in the very first go. That's it from this video. Now, what you need to do is you need to go on languageacademy.com.au and you have to start practicing over there. Make sure you follow the practice plan I've given you. If you have any doubts, any questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll try my best to help you out. The only aim, the only motive why I make these videos is to make sure you do not waste your time and money and get your desired scores in the very first go. If you want me to cover anything, let me know and I'll try my best to help you out. If you ever get your desired scores watching my videos, do let me know. That is something which will keep me going on and which will motivate me to make even further videos. That's it. If you need any help, we do provide online classes, on-campus classes. We have got a campuses in Australia, in India, in Nepal as well. We have online classes for PT Academic, PT Core, PT UKVI. As per all the time zones, we have got around 13 sessions running in a day. If you give us a call, send us a message, put a query on our website, I'll make sure we give 100% to help you guys out and help you get your desired scores in the shortest period of time, as we have helped more than 50,000 students till date. That's it. Now go register on languageacademy.com.au and start practicing, or you can download LAPT exam practice app as well. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe with your friends. That's it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.